Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. For today's video I thought I could give you a little tour of my room. I love my room and I thought it could be fun to kind of keep it in memory as it is right now because I'm turning 18 very soon and that usually comes with a few life changes and stuff like that, so I don't know, maybe moving or something like that, who knows. And that is why I thought it could be fun to just make this little video to keep my teenage bedroom in memory, sort of. So yeah, let's head into the tour. So this is basically the view of my room when you walk into it. And right behind my door I have a bunch of tote bags and backpacks and stuff like that, and also a very huge Harry Styles poster. We have a little visitor. Say hello to Cookie. So right behind my door, you may know, we have my bookshelves, and I honestly have the urge to reorganize them every few months, but we'll see when the next time will be. So this shelf is basically full of books I haven't read, that is my TBR shelf, and the other two shelves are filled with books that I have read. On top of my bookshelves we have a very huge snow globe collection. I can't really say anything about that. I love collecting snow globes for some reason, and I try to get one from each city that I visit. I just feel like that's a pretty cool thing to have. I don't really know. Up there, let's not talk about that. That's just random stuff and hats and a cowboy hat for some reason. And I don't know, really random stuff. There are also some puzzles. It's random. Then over here we have my closet, also filled with posters and stuff from concerts. I don't know, I wore this little bow for my Niall Horan concert that I went to a few years ago and stuff like that. I just think it's pretty cool to have the memory of this. Behind here we also have a very random shelf. This is filled with some stuff for DIYing and crafty stuff, some school stuff, some journals, more school stuff, and at the top we have the cases for my Funko Pops that I own because I love Funko Pops. Over here we have my bed with a little dog sitting on it. So here we have my nightstand table, I don't know, always with the book that I'm currently reading right now. It's Dream On, Ramona Riley. Then we just have my nightstand filled with the most random things, I don't know, there's all of my stuff for video making and my camera and stuff like that. Also my Digicam. And yeah, just some random stuff. And yeah, that's basically my bed. Also not that interesting. The most interesting part is probably this little cutie right here. When you walk over here, we have my desk with, I don't know, my laptop and some pen stuff, my to-do list for the day, which always includes more than just one day because it's I don't do that much stuff in one day. That's actually my calendar, but I turned it around because there's some personal stuff on there and stuff like that. My headphones. And I love this shelf up here, I think it's really cute. We have a little Funko Pop of Princess Anna because I love her. And just some candles, my Bluetooth box that I always use when I don't know, do my makeup and stuff. I always turn on some music. And we have this little plant. And over here we have this little painted vinyl that I actually did myself a few years ago with the Louis smiley. And just a random poster from Pinterest of Louis and Harry. Because it's iconic. My desk is not built like usual desk. It has this little sideboard, I don't know, and underneath it I just store all of my makeup and journals and paper, also more craft stuff and more journals and just that kind of stuff. It's really not that organized at the moment, but it's alright. And then we probably have the most important thing in my room, and that is my chair with a little blanket, and it's so cozy. I love it so much. I sit on this all the time, every day, all day, do a lot of different things. I read on it, I crochet, I watch some YouTube over on my TV. Over here we also have a little IKEA card that is also pretty random. Up top is the my current crochet project, and also a scented candle that I don't really use because it has like a good height to put things on, so I usually use it just like that. And then we have more stuff for crocheting and also some snacks and like some pens and journal stuff, and yeah, it's really random. Then I have a fake Louis Tomlinson poster. This is not official. I got this when I was in Munich for his concert, but the poster that he sold was like 30 euros, and I was like, I'm not going to pay 30 euros for a piece of paper. And then after the concert, a guy was like selling these for 5 euros, and I was like, you know what? It's a funny story, and the memory is the same, and it looks cool, so I'm just going to get that. So it's really random. Over there I also have a poster of the Thunderbolts movie, like the Marvel film. They just had that at the cinema when we went, so I decided to get one, and I think it looks so cool. I don't know why, I kind of love the color combo of like yellow and black, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of cool. And then over here, you might have seen this in my vinyl tour video. This is where I keep all of my vinyls that I own, which are quite a lot, to be honest. Like, I've only been collecting them for a few years. It's already a pretty good pile of vinyls, I would say. And then we also have some One Direction books. It's kind of random, but yeah. And just some more books. And also, this is super random, but Larry Stylinson fanfiction printed his books. Just don't ask about that, I guess. And then over here we have my TV, which is perfect for when I'm chilling on my little chair and just watching some YouTube or some TV shows, stuff like that. Up here is also my record player, which I love very dearly. I think it's so cool. And this one actually belonged to my grandpa, so it's like kind of vintage, but also kind of not, I don't know, because it's pretty modern from like the things it can do. It also has a like CD thingy where you can like technically listen to CDs, which is cool because I actually have One Direction CDs, but it doesn't work, so I can't actually listen to those CDs, which is kind of sad, but I live with it. Then up here is one of my favorite things in my room, honestly. This is my like poster wall, and I just think this looks so cool. This is so like aesthetically pleasing to me. And that basically falls down every single day because it usually hangs up in the corner, but the like sticky thing it's connected with is like not that sticky anymore, I guess, and so it falls down every now and then. So I just leave it like that because I just don't care enough. But yeah, we have a bunch of really random stuff. Also, always the vinyl that I last listened to. Here we have some like stickers from vinyls because like a lot of the time when you unpack a vinyl, they have stickers on them of like the album and stuff like that. And I just think that's kind of cool to have. And then we have some random prints and a poster that was in a vinyl and some painted records that I also did a few years ago. And then we come to this shelf, which is my Alice Oseman shelf, because these are all of her books, the Heartstopper books and her other novels that she wrote, and also novellas. And also my Heartstopper special edition, which I love very, very much. I think it's so cute. And over here we have a Louis Tomlinson cardboard cutout with a frog hat and a feather boa. So that is, yeah, I don't know. I got him a few years ago for like Christmas. I think my sister gifted it to me. And he's just chilling in that corner, and it's so funny because every time friends come into my room and they just see my normal room and then they go over here and see this life-size cut out of Louis Tomlinson, I always think that's very funny. Over here we have my floating bookshelves, and then the last thing is this little mirror that I have with, it's just like, it's not just a mirror, it's also like where I have all my jewelry and some headbands and stuff like that. Not that crazy. And yeah, that is basically my bedroom. Somebody is very cuddly today and just wants to be cuddled all day. Am I right? That is going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this little bedroom tour. If you did, maybe like, comment or subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!